the real world. I can show you the route.
And then?
And you'll in a world of legendary moments will be captured. So stand up, scream, and make sure the boys feel you.
And the only thing else I got to say is, how about them Cowboys? Yeah!
What is going on, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and, deciding that he wants to join us today is, of course, Gametime Bryan. What's going on, Gametime?
What up, what up? I'm here. I'm out of the horrible weather that was MetLife Stadium. What's going on, man?
Man, well, we might have to get you to follow them all along if that's going to be the end results. Let's get this.
I'm 2-0 at MetLife.
Let's go ahead.
Blew them out.
I think we might have to get a GoFundMe to go ahead and send you around a world, like a league tour type of thing, and just go ahead and try for that undefeated streak.
Yeah, right. Well, I've been to 3 games in the last 2 years, and I'm 3-0.
Nice to see. And then with this type of team,
I don't pick losers, but let's face it. I'll let you open up, but yeah, we'll get into it.
Well, with this team, man, it's very easy to kind of pick and choose which game you're going to go to, and they really delivered on this one. I think we had some questions going into it. Obviously, there's always things that come into it with the rivalry games. Is this offense rusty? We haven't seen Mike McCarthy actually call anything since he's had his days in Green Bay, and he could be rusty, and, there were so many things going in camp, so many stories. I think Dak throwing these interceptions and this defense. It was just so much, and then you were like, okay, is it because this team is battling because both sides are really good, or is it because it's just dumb luck? But look at the results here in the first week. Of course, it's only week 1, but being there live, man, how was the atmosphere there in the stadium?
I will tell you, Phil, at the beginning of the game. Now, I'm sure you guys saw the Queen Latifah.
Yeah.
I will tell you, it sounded incredible.
I said it sounded amazing on the thing when I was watching. She did a great job.
It was really awesome. Now, so I would say that stadium. I've been there a few times. It was as loud as I can remember it. They were hyped. There was no letdown. You saw the Giants come out. That stadium was electric. There were a lot of Cowboy fans, like always, but obviously it was mainly Giant fans, and they were all chesty.
Oh, yeah.
They were all chesty.
Yeah.
For a short period of time, anyway.
As I was doing the broadcast, I was kind of, I was happy with, obviously the end results because you sleep better at night, you wake up, you go to work the next day a little bit better. But I think it was more of all the off season, the talk that we had with just when you get into it with rival fans, you know how it is, and we try to not be totally biased. I mean, obviously your team is your team. You may see it in a different light. It's like when a pass interference gets called on the sideline for some reason the change of the jersey determines a little bit of what you see a little bit differently. And sometimes that can be a judgment thing, but we try not to be too biased here, and we try to call it straight. So the fact that we're calling this defense elite, and they come out and do that, does it feel justified what we were saying?
Yeah, well, exactly. We are justified, and I want to get into, and like I said, I'm going to follow your script, but, there was a lot, being said prior to the game. Now, we knew how good this defense was, but I did tell you how our team's going to attack our defense. There's only one way to attack our defense, and that's run, and run again. It's hard to do that over 4 quarters especially in the elements. Remember we talked about, if it's rainy, who would have the advantage? Give me the team with speed and the better defense. But, I let everybody, talk. But, it was very emotional at the beginning. Obviously, today being 9/11, they had ladder. I don't want to get the truck number wrong. Ladder, something out front. Obviously with the whole 9/11 thing, the juices were flowing. People were ready to go. Football was back. I couldn't have asked for a better. Obviously the weather, but it wasn't horrible at the beginning. But I was under the overhang, and then it started getting worse and worse and worse. And that first drive, I expected it. I expected it, and expect that to keep coming, Phil. Teams are going to try to attack us. We have to be stout. We can't expect to block a field goal every game. Hey, I hope it happens, but unbelievable.
Yeah, to me, like when I saw that first drive, I was mentioning during the broadcast that this is the scripted part. This is what they've been practicing months and months on. This is what every single practice, what they start out with is these 10 to 15 plays. And
I said that to my son. I'm like, these are all scripted plays.
Yeah.
I said, AJ, I said, you watch. I said, I've seen my Cowboys time and time again actually give up some yardage on the first drive. I said, we'll see what happens after the script is over. And that was before the block.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a whole other thing. I think with some of these guys, you know that, with people leaving, people coming in, there's going to be new guys that need to make a name for themselves. There needs to be guys that, Dallas is always known for these undrafted free agents. And I think Coyote hits it really on the head when you talk about Joanna Thomas. Hold on. Now
Wanye Thomas.
Thomas. There you go. Now it's not coming out. It wasn't coming.
One that should be able to roll your arm.
I know. It wasn't coming out there, man. And I can say it left and right. I was saying it yesterday like crazy.
It's funny, man. We think alike because I'm writing down Wanye Thomas as you were getting ready to say him.
Man, it just wasn't coming out. But anyways,
a few players I want to touch on.
With Wanye, yeah, he was a guy that you saw that made this roster last year in the sense of the practice squad. You're the walk on. What's going to go happen here? There was always these guys in the secondary that's kind of they're making plays. I think that's the biggest thing when you have Al Harris coaching these guys. A lot of these young guys are taking what he says and implementing it onto the field, and they're not afraid to put their bodies in there. I think that's what you're seeing in the secondary, and I think that's what you definitely saw with Trayvon Diggs. Putting his body right in there to hit Barkley, and then the ball pops up and gives Thomas, of course, the possibility of running it back. Not Thomas, Bland. Sorry, I'm like on another plan, but Bland. And so with Bland, you expect him. He's kind of always just he's in the right spot at the right time with Bland. I think that. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, let's start out with the punt block. I mean, the field goal block.
Okay, so let's go with the first one. Yeah.
Yeah, let's. It was Wanye Thomas who made the awesome move.
Man, I am all over the place there. Yeah.
We were worried about our special teams getting rid of. Help me out with the name with the linebacker who left in the offseason, but he was big on special teams. We were worried about not having Boss Man Fat. We were worried about this guy.
Luke Gifford?
Right.
No.
Luke Gifford, yeah. That's it. Luke Gifford.
See, I can get his name, but I can't get Wanye.
Yeah, but Wanye Thomas. I mean, after the game, they basically talked to special teams coordinator, and he was like, "Oh, we're stacked." He loves some of these new guys. Wanye's one of them. I was kind of down on Wanye Thomas, but it was funny. Don't you know? Who has to be the most excited person right now is a cornerback that we got in a trade from Kelvin Joseph.
Noah, yeah.
He's the guy, Noah Igbenogany. He's the one that scooped up the ball and took it for his 6 the other way.
As soon as I saw number 19, I knew exactly who it was because it was just like, I was like, he took Cooper's old number.
His first game as a Cowboy. That should tell you we've already got more dividends. If he makes another play, rest of his Cowboy career, the trade
even with just that, the trade was automatically worth it.
I don't expect that, but
yeah, well, I mean, if you really look at it, you're expecting, he wants that fresh start. He comes in there, the locker room, he doesn't have that same swagger. He his head's a little bit down. Of course, he's coming in here, he's happy, he sees how this defense is all fired up. He wants to be a part of that, and of course, you see the special teams doing there, and when you talk about guys, on the special teams, Again, in the past, I've had my weird things about him, but since he's come over from the Rams, I'm telling you, Bones Fossil and the kind of culture that he's brought to that special team.
Here's my thing with Bones. When he's got the horses, I love him. Yeah. When he doesn't have the horses, he tries some funky stuff.
He does.
And it's like, dude, you gonna do that at our own 30-yard line, that type of stuff. But when he's got the horses, and he's got thoroughbreds right now. He don't have horses. He's got thoroughbreds. We talked about it, man. But go ahead. We did talk about this defense. So, and
Well,
by
I mean,
no
it's nice to
means,
see it. Yeah.
before we break it all down, it was by no means a perfect performance
No,
on
no, no.
either side
No.
of the ball,
No.
which is friggin' scary.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no. And then of course, Coyote's talking about Bell. Bell just putting in there, showing what number 14 should have been doing for the past couple of years. Let's just be real, and running in that same position, throwing his body around. He's showing you what number 14 should have been doing. And I hate to take a little jab at it because I like Jabril Cox, but I'm not. Again, I'm a little sore about how he left.
well, that's my son. He goes, "That's Jabril." I'm like, "That ain't Jabril Cox, man."
Yeah.
I said, "That's Vineland, New Jersey's own Marquise Bell. That's the guy that Twiz wanted us to release. That ain't happening. I don't see Twiz in here yet, but we ain't releasing squat tile, my man.
Yeah, man.
He's here to stay."
Well, when you look at, I mean, you got playmakers across the board, and I think when you see that Ruben Walls is definitely bringing them in. You're talking about Trayvon Diggs, Ruben talking about how he played excellent. Yeah, I mean, they were testing Gilmore's side. Do you understand? Because of what Diggs was doing on his side, and he was making plays. He was putting his body still in there. They were bringing him closer to the line of scrimmage, closer into the box. Like you were moving people around, and guys that you wouldn't think would be doing that, like Diggs. Obviously, we talked about him last year. Oh, he makes that whiff, and he doesn't get that. I think what was it? Play KC or something, and he doesn't make the tackle, or something happens. And so everybody starts questioning his toughness. Now, he goes and puts his shoulder right in there. Ball pops out. Even in the end of the game, like towards the end where they got that, the slant. All of a sudden, next New York is doing something big, and Diggs just grabs his arm in there and just pulls that ball out for a fumble. You like seeing your playmakers make plays, and I think that's the thing when you rotate it around Micah Parsons. Parsons, of course, being that anchor, he doesn't mind being that voice, doesn't mind bringing the attention to himself, because you saw Osa Odigizua got a sack because of him. There's going to be so much stuff that he's going to, havoc that he's going to cause them to want to, try to bottle that up, which makes other people open. So, I mean, wow, it's just amazing to see.
Yeah, well, watching that first drive, and they went down, right? And then we had the penalty, the late hit. And that's such a Cowboy thing. It's like this stadium.
Yeah, I know.
Why are we doing that? And I was frustrated. But then you saw it. You have to be perfect against this Cowboy team. Now, in the elements, and we'll get to it. I don't want to jump ahead, but
no, it's okay. I'm all over the place, so you do your thing.
Like all the people coming out and and looking at stats saying slow down about Dak. You people crack me up. But we'll get to that.
Well, let's be real. Let's be real about it. I mean, if we're gonna bring this up, it's like, why did they do that? Why? It wasn't. This is what we were talking about with Mike McCarthy and Schottenheimer. Is situational football. This is what we're talking about. We're not trying to light up the scoreboard. We're not trying to get you your fantasy football points. We're trying to control the game. When you're already
tell me about it. I lost to my son last night because I was up like 4 points or so, and I had Dak. Darren Waller, he only had the Cowboys, and I was already up in fantasy. Normally, I'm going to bust his ass.
Good on you, Tibby. Yeah.
No, he won.
You're okay with that.
Yeah, and I'm totally fine with that. But,
what's up, Jason?
It's just very frustrating to, see people come out and go, well, slow down. I saw some highlights of Undisputed. You had Richard Sherman complaining about that. Did you see the elements? Look at what happened just down the road a few hours.
His balls were just Buffalo. A little high.
Jalen Hurts didn't light it up either, but yet Mac Jones threw for over 300 yards on your defense. So stop couching it, people. I wanted to lock you guys in before the season started. Are we good or are we not good? Now we're all of a sudden, well, Dak, stop trying to couch it. Phil's right. You win. You got it. It's time and place. What's going on in the game? How's your defense playing? Some days our defense isn't going to be this locked in. I expect it to be good all year, but not this good.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I agree.
I
agree.
Like we're going to give up points.
Yeah.
Like this has never happened. The last time this happened, just real quick, the last time that we went to the Super Bowl, Phil.
Yeah.
This is a great stat. The last time we went to the Super Bowl in '95, we opened up in the Meadowlands against the New York Giants, and the final score was 35-0. So there you go. You think I'm now? Obviously, I'm on record as saying we need to stay healthy.
Mm-hmm. That's always a big
obviously
thing,
playing good. That's all. We weren't healthy last year, but yet nobody wanted to hear that. Now all of a sudden, unnamed teams are suffering injuries, and I'm sure we're gonna suffer some too, Phil. But it's how you are going into the playoffs. You have to take that into account. We don't get that advantage because we're the hated Cowboys. But oh well, bring it.
Well, let's go ahead and go down positions since this is gonna, we could jump in each one. I mean, when you look at the main guy that gets the rank in his one, nobody goes around and says, "Well, Parsons is 5-7." No, nobody says any of that stuff. It's a quarterback stat for some reason. But let's go ahead and throw it in there and say Dak. How did you feel about Dak's performance in this game?
If you look, okay, his final stat line, okay, 13 for 24, no touchdowns, no interceptions, 13 for 24 for 143 yards. He didn't throw any picks. How many drops did Ferguson have alone? Like, could you answer me that? Right,
three or four of them, and then Hendershot had like
2 or 3. Turpin dropped 2, so let's just add 5 right there.
Hendershot dropped a touchdown.
Now you're talking 18 for a 24. Now, how's that stat line? Yeah. I'm talking balls right in the hand.
No, I know, dude. I know for a fact that Ferguson dropped like 4 of them that were right on there.
And that's my guy.
Yeah. But you got to
Turpin, okay? There was a couple. Listen, he even said it. Dak said he got the ball, and when he usually had a shotgun, like when the ball hit his hands, it was soaked. Yeah. Listen, man, you're gonna have issues, and I go to the reigning MVP runner-up. He did the same thing. He did not look great. He did. Here's the difference between yesterday. Now the Eagles won. Dak didn't turn the ball over. Jalen Hurts did. And I want to get in. Don't let me forget before we log off today. I want to just touch on the Eagles and what we were talking about with the whole running. But we're we're locked in on the Cowboys right now, and that's fine. But
hold on, go ahead, talk. I gotta answer this.
Yeah, no. So yeah, Dak was fine, man. Why did we look at the one negative? You played to the elements. It was friggin' nasty out there. You saw Daniel Jones. You had Tiki Barber saying that he would take a Daniel Jones 100 out of 100 times. Okay, there were times where Daniel Jones. You should have thrown the ball away. Case in point, you brought up Stephon Gilmore. I want to ask you, Phil, how excited are you to have Stephon Gilmore on this Cowboy team? I want to have somebody in the chat tell me how different it looks already when you have a unbelievable lockdown corner. He wasn't giving nothing up. He was in lockstep. Good luck throwing the ball. Are you going to be able to beat us? Yeah, we'll get beat here and there.
Yeah,
but not like it was last year. And that play that Gilmore made on the Danny Dimes, when Danny Dimes was getting pushed to the sideline, that interception was incredible. If that was Dak Prescott that threw that ball across his body, that he would be getting lit up today. And today it's, it was the weather, this and that. No.
Yeah, I mean, when I look... There's so much. I think there's so many categories that you go down here. I think there's definitely a lot of smack talking, especially. And we got into the chat here. Let's see. Coyote wants to say Burrows and Danny Dimes also played in the rain, and that's true. And that's what I wanted to say with Dak. When you look at him and his body of work in there, I think the only thing he tends to do is he throws the ball just a little bit up.
He does.
It is. You'll see it
a couple times.
There was like 3 times
zone with CD, but
where Brandon Cooks. I think there was a Brandon Cooks one. Yeah. There was that one, and then there was that CD Lamb.
Yeah. Brandon Cooks down the field, INT.
Veteran play.
The fans around me. I hate when people don't know the rules.
Yeah. He wrapped his arm around him. It's like. As soon as you did that.
Well, yeah, it's uncatchable.
Well, why?
When you don't give the guy a chance, if you would have had contact when the ball playing for the ball, then fine.
But you
had
did
your
it before
arms
you
wrapped
were,
around it.
on the
That
way
wasn't
to
the
it.
difference in the game.
No.
You know what I mean? You
But it was
couldn't do
also like
squat.
just in general, like he used the rookie move because what the rookie went to do, like there was no
Yeah,
point
right?
that the rookie had to put his arm around Cooks. The ball wasn't like that. Yet the fact that he did it, you automatically gave that back judge the view of your arms are grabbing onto him. Like, what do you want him to do? You
It's a
can't do that as a
different game,
rookie.
people.
Yeah, and it
It's a
doesn't.
different game. It's not the game from back in the 90s, and that seems like we're talking about a long time. Well, it actually is. It just seems like it was yesterday. Now, after 5 yards, you can't touch the guy unless you're making a play on the ball. That's it. End of story. Why is there an issue? And I hate it, but that's the rules that we're playing with, but that had no bearing in the game. We were going to win that game after... It was over when it was 16-0. It was 16-0. I said, watch out. As I looked over to my son, I had some loudmouths behind me. And for the most part, Giants Stadium, if you ever want to go to a game, it's a great place to go. Some friendly banter. But when you have that many people in one area, you're going to have a couple idiots that are just doing nothing but going there to drink. There was a guy sitting next to my son who was snoring throughout the whole game. I'm like, yeah, you spend hundreds of dollars to watch a game.
He pre-gamed too hard.
I guess, and my son's like, "What do I do?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know, but just let him sleep because he's, he ain't missing anything." It was a giant guy, but
yeah, there was some video of them showing them pulling off their jerseys and slamming it as they walked out, and it's like,
I had more people high-fiving me, Coyote, because there was one guy who actually knew who I was, which is really cool. But I handed out a bunch of business cards for Sir Phil, so
nice.
That's good. But so it was really cool. But it was a lot of Cowboy fans, and as it was raining where I was, normally, FYI, if I go to a game, I want to be close to the action. Unless I'm with a group of people, then we got a decent deal. All right, whatever. But if I'm going to take time to go out to the game, I want to be close to the action, or I'll stay home and watch it on my big-ass TV, But I didn't want to – I just – thank God I did it, too. I said, let me look for something under the overhang, you know what I mean? Thank God I did, because it would have been miserable sitting down there. But everybody was moving up as the Giants fans were leaving the stadium. The people that were down low getting soaked moved up a few rows just under the overhang. It was all Cowboy fans. We were high-fiving. It was a real good time.
Yeah,
I got a lot of stuff, that I'll be posting.
Nice.
I posted a short about a cop Pizzle, and he's like, "Don't poke the bear. It's out there now. It's a short." Yeah, he's the one that's always, making comments about me in his videos. Come on, bro. Come on, what's the matter now? 60-minute man.
It's always different when you're losing and you're on that side. Remember when we had the congratulations from rival fans?
Yeah, exactly.
So when we look at this rival victory, this puts Dallas, of course, into the number 1 seed in the NFC East. And people are like, well,
hold up. What did you say?
I said it puts them in number one seed in the NFC East.
As of now.
Yes.
Right.
As of now.
I like that. I just wanted to make sure I heard it right.
Yeah.
I knew it, but I'd like to hear
Most people are like, but we have the same record. No, it means different things. It means different things.
We're 1-0 in division, and you beat, a
struggling identity trying to figure out themselves Patriots team. And so,
broken-hearted Bill Belichick, whose woman left him, that everybody's afraid in New Englandville about what's going to come out about it.
Now, okay, there's a lot of questions, especially on that defense and everything, and they popped out early. I don't, of course, I would say a lot of that was the rain, but I'm interested to see how they pop back, because obviously I'm not going to hold anybody on week 1. I wait till a couple of weeks before we start putting something.
It's only one game.
But the past 2 games, when the game has been on the line and we really needed something, Hurts has definitely
hold
fumbled.
Up. Mark Holmes, remember, it's just one game. Yeah. We're allowed to enjoy a game, Mark. It's okay. We take shit all year. I'm enjoying the game.
And then
you want to handle it.
And then, of course, you get a fumble by your guy, which, I saw DMV posted something, and it made me really think about this. Why don't they trust their running backs to be that guy at the end of the game when they're trying to put teams away? Why does it have to be Hurst that's doing the running.
Well, yeah, I know. What you brought up, Hurts, you said? Is that what you
Yeah,
had when
well,
you broke up?
No, what I'm just saying is, why does it have to be Hurts that's running the ball at the end? I mean, they have running backs. They have Swift. What? Why are we not
I keep
running?
hearing about DeAndre Swift, okay, and then you hear a coach at the end, was, say, oh, like, we got to find a way to get the ball. Listen, man, you're the one that didn't want to call plays. You're the one that you got 2 brand new coordinators. Eagles won the game. They should be happy about that because they did everything they could to lose that game, and they won, and that's like a credit. Eagles are a good team. I've said it time and time again. I've also said their defense isn't going to be that great. Their defensive front is young. Jalen Carter had a great game.
Oh, he's going to be good. He's going to be special.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
Well, no, Kobe Dean now is out for, what, a month now?
Well, Kobe Dean has done nothing up to this point anyway. He's okay.
Well, be injured.
Now he's out again.
Yeah.
So,
Brooklyn Joe, I think. Brooklyn Joe,
Dean, even if
I think
100%.
you were, was it Brooklyn Joe? Who was it that was closest to the score? We had a 40. Somebody did guess a 40 in there. I thought it was Brooklyn Joe.
Mark Hutchins says, why do y'all think he struggled the most on the Cowboys team? Struggled the most?
The tight ends?
I would say.
But they blocked amazing.
Jake Ferguson.
They blocked amazing. They did blocked it amazing. Now, I heard also somebody, I'm going to jump on that as well, but I'm going to jump on there and jump back to your question,
Queen
Mark.
Bella called it 40-0. Nice.
Oh
wow.
Yeah. Queen Bella with the freaking kicking ass. And, man, she should have put that on Vegas then.
Yeah, really.
Man, that would have been nice. Nice little play out. We would never heard from her again. But no, when we're talking about the scores, I was trying to figure out who had kind of came close, and really honestly, Glimmerman, if they wanted to, by the third quarter, it was 33. Beginning of the third quarter, 10 minutes or so, it was already 33-0. If Kellen Moore type of whole thing, they would have hit. You would have seen 50 burger, but by that point, you don't want to do that because you don't want to get. Well, you don't want to risk the fact of injuries.
About not giving up a point.
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
I just wanted to get the shutout because that stings a little bit more. I could care less about how many we scored. Okay. We're jumping around here, so
sorry, yeah.
Get into the chat. A Twiz says missed a bunch of open receivers, but our defensive front played well. Yeah, it played well, but it's not. Who didn't play well? Bradbury didn't play well, and now he's hurt. Slay played good. He got a tipped ball. That was what you're supposed to do.
I think that was the one guy in their secondary that looked
Duron
good.
Bland. But again, it wasn't like his guy. He was at the right place at the right time. Just like Duron Bland took the pick 6 to the house. I can't say that he was unbelievable. I love Duron Bland, but I'm just saying you have to capitalize on those. On one record, the Eagles defense is not going to be
well, you can
as
tell
good
they're
as
not.
it was last
They're
year.
not. Yeah.
Everybody can tell.
Yeah.
So I don't care what people think. That's my opinion.
I still think it's better than a lot of the people in the conference.
Mozzie Smith is a work in progress. That doesn't mean he's a bad
Again,
player.
2-3 years it's going to take.
Yes,
people are like,
yes.
what, 2-3 games? Like, no, man, 2-3 years. It's going to take a while.
Jalen Carter is an elite talent, but he can't do it alone. How many years did Ndamukong Suh feast before he went for like a gun for hire and then he won something? It is what it is, man. It's a long season. It was one game, but we're going to enjoy the one game, Mark. Sorry, man. We're 1-0, and it's 40-0. I'll take it. I'm taking names, too. So anybody that's running their mouth now, I want to make sure, or you're quiet. I don't want to hear you when it's the other way around, because we're not going to go 17-0, people. It's not happening.
Nope.
But Hankins was a bad man. Yeah, well, he is, Coyote. And just like what
I thought he
Parsons
played
does
well
for the defense. Hankins takes a double team. Parsons takes a double team. That allows guys like Osa, who absolutely feasted last night. I was so excited, man, about our defense. I knew our offense wouldn't be great week 1, especially in that weather. I just knew it, dude.
Yeah, that it was, and I think that's funny because it was just the whole narrative the whole time was, of course, that it was going to be an advantage for the Giants. It's like, okay, well now the Cowboys are going to have to come down to the Giants level of playing, and it was just like, really, this is what's going on?
Well, this is what I was talking about with our defense, Phil. we were talking about Osa. We come in waves. We don't just have Hankins and Osa. Okay, we roll. We are like 6 people deep. Okay, and there's a drop off, but Mozzie is our drop off, and he's so young and so raw and so strong. He's going to be fine. Osa Odigizua alongside of Hankins.
Golson
That was
did
tough,
not bad,
man.
not bad either.
Yeah, well, Golston was feasting in the second half, and I like him better from the edge. When he's coming off that edge.
Dorrance
D-Law
was
was
eating.
he was a bad man. Dorrance Armstrong had a sack. Micah was getting there. If you look at the film, or just like if you can see the game, just watch what they're doing with Micah every play. And he's so close, but he draws so much attention that other guys are coming free. That's the difference with Micah. That is the difference.
Well, and then you have these guys as well that you're surrounding him with people that can follow through. It's not just, okay, well, he led you open, but you didn't make the tackle. You just kind of blew it, and he goes running 15 yards down the field. That's kind of how it's been in the past. But now you have guys that are wrapping up. They're coming off that. Osa, he gets hit by the tight end. He just starts going across because he's seen Daniel Jones time and time again repetitively step up into the pocket and start. I mean, that was the thing with the first drive. I think where they got away from was the fact that they had him in the shotgun, and when he got the ball, he was able to see the lanes open up and just take it immediately. And then once, I think at a certain point, they started putting Daniel Jones's back to the defense with these play actions, and so by the time he would swing his eyes back around, there was somebody in his face. And I'm not really sure why, if you're practicing a certain way, especially with the first 10, 15 plays that's drawn out, how are you getting away from that when the real plays start getting called? That's just what I don't understand,
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's going to be... Go ahead.
A coyote. Once we got up, the coaches took the chains off and released the dogs. That performance put the league on notice. Yeah, the whole fourth quarter, we had our whole backup
Backups,
defense and
yeah.
offense in there.
Well, that's the thing is I heard too because
Well, not
somebody was
offense,
making
totally like
no,
that,
well,
yeah, but
there
it
was a
our
backup. There
defense
all the backup offensive line was in there, and that's where Deuce was
Yeah.
running. And people were like, "Well, I didn't see Deuce didn't look special." I was like, "Well, because he was running behind a backup offensive line against
This is
starters."
where- Yeah, like you have haters who either don't know the game or don't really want to keep it real. To get the step in, man. I'll listen to you, but I ain't going. It's going to go in one ear and out the other.
You like that,
yeah.
Mr. Cowboy? I superimposed.
Yeah, that was good.
Whoop ass
Yeah,
kid.
that was nice. Listen, man, that's the biggest margin of victory in Cowboy history for us to say it's just one game. Now we're gonna enjoy this game, okay? And then we'll deal with next game. There's only 17 of them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, just like that, man. The first one's out, and then you got, of course, tonight. How did we do with the picks? Do you want to go through that?
Yeah, well, I want to talk about a couple more guys. We got
Go
Stephon
ahead.
Diggs.
Okay. Oh man, there's a lot of guys to talk.
Trayvon Diggs.
Well, we got
like Stephon
Gilmore.
was in the house last night.
Yeah, I saw that.
So, but Trayvon Diggs came to play. Did you see the hits? He caused
Yes.
2 forced fumbles.
Yes.
He was laying the wood all over the place. I just want people to understand it's not going to be as easy as it was anymore. Between Gilmore and Diggs and Bland, all those safeties, you got a J-Ron Curse who can lock up a tight end. You got Marquise Bell. I mean, we're just so deep.
Hooker should have had an interception.
Malik Hooker should have had an interception. As bad as it was, it could have been worse. Think about it. It could have been worse. So, but, and Osa, it's almost like that, their new slogan, Carpe Omnia, seize everything. That's what they did. They seized every opportunity, or most opportunities, that they could last night. And they were just overwhelming.
Well,
I felt bad
Twist
for
is,
Daniel Jones by the end of the game. Why did they leave him in there that long?
Oh yeah, trust me, I was saying that during the product. Twist says, "Hold on, before you crown your defense, they did play the Giants," and I get that. But this is what we were talking. This is what we're talking about. No, this is what. Hold on, Brian. Like this is what we were talking about though. At the same time with the Giants, I mean, they had this illusion that they had this amazing team and. They
How
should have
come?
scored something. They should have scored something out of there.
How come all the pundits, everybody
They were
but
picking
one
them.
player on the pregame picked the Giants? You got Tiki Barber running his mouth. Everybody's saying the Giants are going to win. It's going to be a close game. And now, after the win, oh, well, you only beat the Giants. Okay, then you're just part of the problem, Twiz. Sorry, man. If you can't look and see what happened, it's one game. But for that game, we changed the narrative in a lot of people's eyes. I don't want to hear what all of a sudden people are hopping on the bandwagon. We don't want you on the bandwagon now. Stay off. Because you're talking your shit all offseason and you see one game out in the rain. And, oh, my God, they're great. Because Dallas can't live up to this for the rest of the year, Phil. You know that.
Yeah, that's
the only way they can live up to that is if you win it all. So, yeah, let's just give credit where credit is due. Nobody saw that coming, including me. And I said we had it. We both said they have an unbelievable defense. So I'm still a little hype. People want, I'm ready.
Because I still expect, that's the thing is, like, when you got a guy like Barkley, you got Hyatt, things like that, I still expect some kind of play to be, I've played Madden enough to where, like, all of a sudden there's a score that gets dang it, 85 yards.
Right.
Just something happens, and that's usually where those extra scores come in. Or the drive that starts happening, and then we stop it, and they get a field goal. And, these will happen here and there. What happens to the turnover that was Turpin time? Like, there's always those little things that you expect them to be able to, that you can't predict. But through paper, I mean, if you're looking at this team looks amazing, but again, the health.
Listen, Coyote, it's Wiz. They are just as stinking Giants, but we ended their season after the first quarter. LOL. No, it's not. Giants are still going to win 9 or 10. Now they have a tough early part of the season schedule. Mark my words, the Giants are a good team. We just overwhelmed them last night. Things piled up. The score doesn't indicate how much better, or we're not that much better than the Giants. That's just how football works. But enjoy it when it's there. They're still going to win 9 games to 10 games. Mark my words. Giants are not that bad. Let's see what, you guys do against them. Just like we got to play New England. We'll see. There's a long season. What's up, Cassie? Yeah, it was exciting. I was there. I was there, and it was very exciting. Let's put it that way. It was a love fest with us Cowboy fans. I'm in the car recording, and people are walking by, slamming on my window. It was pretty funny, but everybody was excited.
Now you sent something earlier, and I on Twitter, and I'm not even sure how true this is.
No, it was just a troll.
Is
somebody,
it a troll?
supposedly.
Okay, that would have been hilarious.
Cowboys said it.
That would have
fake,
been hilarious. Yeah, that would have been hilarious.
I didn't think he would do that before the game.
No. I don't think it's not even allowed. I don't even think it's allowed. So yeah. What's that?
It was kind of like in your head.
Yeah.
Like Michael Parsons walks into the Giant locker room.
Like, what the
and
hell?
taps Danny Dimes on the leg and says,
strap up.
I don't even. Yeah. You better get ready.
You better strap up. It's gonna be a long fucking day.
Strap up, baby.
Well, even
I
with
am looking for the Cowboys to get to 12 or 14 wins. Eagles 10-11. Giants may go 9 or 8 something.
Yeah, see, that's right there. It's just that's where it's
Listen,
at.
Eagles get to play.
That's why I'm not. This is awesome to see. It's a great display, but it's still, now we enjoy it tomorrow. Boom. Now we're on to the Jets.
Mean nothing more than week 1.
Yep.
That's the thing. Now we get to move on. If Dallas craps the bed against the Jets and Aaron Rodgers again, I'm going to lay into them. Get ready. But I don't think it's going to happen. I'm really looking forward to watching this game tonight, and I can tell you that because we get to learn a lot. And then I know one thing. We're coming after Aaron Rodgers. He's going to have to get the ball out quick. It ain't gonna be no 40-0, but I expect.
Yeah, but I like
Glimmer
these.
Man, Mailman,
I like these.
You were there, your kid. Great time for all. Oh, it was great.
I like these secondaries and these close matchups. When you look at Wanye Thomas and what he was able to do with Waller, there was a series of steps where I was on this broadcast and I saw all of a sudden Thomas comes up, he kind of stuffs the hole. Barkley doesn't get going. All of a sudden, the series of events happens. He stops a pass to the outside. Really great coverage. So and then all of a sudden later on, he gets that touchdown. So he put his print on here very early, and so that's what you need. You need these guys. He may not be able to do it the whole game, But that's what you have other guys. You got Bell that came up all of a sudden. He was making some plays. Obviously, all your stars were doing what they're paid for. I mean, Lawrence was getting in on the action.
Yeah. Do you know what I was excited about the most? I'm going to be excited. Listen, people. It was bad elements. We were up big time. There was no reason. We're not going to be that offense who just puts the ball in harm's way like we did last year. It's not going to happen. There's going to be times where we stretch the field. And we weren't able to run nearly half of our offense.
Nope,
that's what
nowhere
McCarthy
near.
said.
Nowhere near.
So it worked out perfect. But you know what? In my mind, what was the best thing? We were able to do that with Chuma Edoga playing left guard, who I think is below average.
Yeah,
okay?
I agree.
He didn't look below average. Why? It's the offense that we run. Dak was number 1 in the league yesterday in getting the ball out of his
That pocket
hands.
look good.
Let me repeat that.
That pocket looked
Dak
good.
got the ball out in 2.3 seconds. So, bam, bam, go. I mean, listen, and it's going to set up. Dak finished number 4 in the league last year with play action, and if you want to blitz, Dak was number 4 against the blitz last year.
Well,
you're in for a world of hurt. You're going to stop our run. We can go to the long, like the short passing game.
Well, that's why I like.
We did it with Chuma Edoga and not Tyler, and it's only going to get better.
Well, that's why I like this offense. I mean, when you look how it runs, Dak is not sitting back there going, "Okay, now I have to wait to see what the receiver is going to decide."
So negative.
He probably got. I don't know. He's probably trying to be that person. He's trying to help our channel, man.
Enjoy life a little bit, man. Jesus Christ, we're recapping the one win.
He has this. He's probably superstitious, and he doesn't want to jinx anything. But no, it isn't.
Doll. I don't know what to tell you.
My whole thing is that
Rowdy.
if this is a one game, but this is all we have. We haven't had a preseason game. We haven't had any kind of body of work to go off of.
17 of them.
And this is a very rainy game. You had a lot of the nation picking the Giants. I mean, we just
negative.
I like it. Obviously everybody wants to see it consistently, and we want to see a whole body of work happen, but I don't really fear that this thing is just going to drop off all of a sudden and nobody's going to do anything. I feel really good about it. Every time they came out into practice, this defense was making plays. It wasn't like, oh, well, they made a play today. 2 weeks later, they made another play today. No, man, it was every single day, every single practice, they were doing something. And the offense on the other side was doing the exact same thing. I think the only thing we question is the special teams, but that's, again, it's special. It's interesting to watch.
Be more than fine. Other than our Ray Finkel, that was right on that one. I looked at my kid. I'm like, yeah, that was a great play, but he's going to miss this extra point. And then as soon as he missed it, he looked at me. I actually called the block, too, but I don't have it on video, so I don't really want to talk about it. But my son was looking at me like I was some kind of sightseer.
Voodoo kind of thing.
However you say it. I'm like, dude, it's going to be blocked. I didn't call Wanye Thomas, and I didn't call a scoop and score, but I said they were going to block it. So it was funny. People around me were like, holy shit, because I said, they're going to block it. I said, relax. You ain't getting no points. All of a sudden it happened. I was like, oh, man, I wish I would have got that on video. But it was great.
No, man, that's a hell of a way to open up the season. Of course, you don't get to pick who you go and face. And, of course, I've never, ever been a big fan of facing the Giants in the opener because it just seems to be very repetitive. The White Joe Boo.
Philly is November 5th. I was wrong. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean, listen.
Enjoy it.
I'm not getting ahead of myself. It's one win.
Exactly.
But I'm going to enjoy the win. We're not even past Monday yet. The season hasn't, or like the week 1 is officially not in the books until after tonight's game.
And then we get
Tomorrow,
to see what
I'll
the Jets.
Yeah, we get to see on to the Jets.
We'll see what the Jets look like tonight. I mean, they're gonna have a tough one with the Bills. It's not gonna be just an easy walk in the park for there. So
when we lose, we got to hear about it all week, right?
Yep.
We got to hear about how Dak, what's gonna happen. Dak said this. Blah, 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 blah. We're gonna take a whole day and just you drink it in, so to speak. So I'm enjoying it, Mark. Sorry, buddy. Jets 24, Cowboys 42. We'll have the Smith boys back. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully, but I don't want them to rush Tyler Smith.
No, the Hamptons. I think that's. I mean, he could have gone. I think this
is a
game. I
different
think is
defense
good.
we're going up to.
Oh yeah,
You know?
yeah. This was
So.
Quentin Williams is no joke, man.
Sauce Gardner.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But I mean, again, you got one guy compared to how many people do we have in the roster for the wide receivers?
I know.
See, like,
But they have a great defensive line. But nobody. It's funny going into the game. We weren't going to be able to run against Leonard Williams and what's the other
Dexter
defensive
Jackson.
tackle? Yeah,
Dexter Lawrence. There it is.
Yeah, Dexter Lawrence. Yeah, they're that good. The Giants' defensive line is that good.
They are good. Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of talent. You know, I mean, they got Thibodeau. I mean, so let's.
Yeah, they're growing. They're very growing. Yeah.
Yeah, the one area me and Phil pointed out, we were going to have some success, and the elements didn't really allow us to even hit them that hard, was the outside corners. We hit them some. We did.
So see it next time. Next time that'll be a factor when you're in Dallas.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about the rain. That's going to be a factor. There's going to be a lot of deep passing in those.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, I mean, great week 1 victory. I'm glad that you were able to go to the game and enjoy yourself. I know how some of those can be. It can get kind of ruined if things don't start going your way, or. But in previous years, man, that's what I would have done. I would have not gone to the games where, for example, the past couple of years, I have been going to the games because this team is different. They're built different. They're built to start winning. I like this team this year.
I walked into a game that I wasn't sure they were going to win. I predicted them to win, but everybody said it was going to be a close game. Did they not? No, I thought we would cover. I think it was 27.
I kept saying that 13. It was. I kept saying I don't see it.
I did say it was going to be 40 total points, didn't I not? Yeah, I put 23-17 right here with a total of.
Yeah, so technically
40.
you were right.
So I got Cowboys -3.5 and the under. So I would have taken the money last night, people. I didn't nail the score exact, but this is a winner. This is a winning ticket right here.
Yeah, that's funny. That's hilarious. But
I have the over/under nailed. So
when is week 2? Let's look at this. I haven't even looked at that.
I have it queued up, my man. Week 2 starts out Thursday night. We got Minnesota at the Eagles. The Kirk Cousins. He can't play in prime time. I don't think he has a win in prime time. Mm-hmm. So that should be another win for the Eagles.
Yes.
So if not, then I would be worried if I was an Eagle fan. We're talking about the Vikings.
I think it really depends too.
Yesterday.
I think it depends too because the Vikings are really flashy. All of a sudden, they can give you their best game of the year.
But they haven't won in prime time, Phil.
That's true. That is very true. Kirk Cousins, even to Washington, he wasn't winning in prime time. So
yeah, this is his MO. So and they didn't look good yesterday. They lost at home. The Vikings didn't look good. Justin Jefferson, was not happy. He went off. But he was not happy. So I expect the Eagles to win, but we'll break that. We won't break that game down. But, the early line on that game is.
Shout out to
You're an ass. Go ahead. I want to hear
I was saying, you're saying it was. He goes, it was disgusting. What were you doing, man?
Oh, man. Shout out to
dry heaving.
You're dry heaving?
Oh, dry heaving.
You're an ass. I love it.
Dry heaving. So I was like, I was waiting. Anytime you go to say that something makes you sick, I was like, yeah, what are you doing?
One more time.
Oh, man. Shout out to
dry heaving.
You're dry heaving?
Yeah, Mark didn't give 2 shits. He's like, good. Oh, you're dropping dead? Okay. Let's shout out to Coyote for the super chat. I'm in there, thanks, bro. He's like, oh, you going to pound the nitro? Yeah. You just want to see me in a morgue, my man. Jesus. Who's going to help you out when nobody wants to go on with you?
Yeah, when you're dead over there.
Yeah. Let's see here.
We're live from Bryan's grave site.
Yeah. Hi. What do you got to say, Game Time? And then you just have like a cricket, thing going.
I swear it's funny because like my friends at work, he's like, man, your boy here is going through some shit right here. Like it's good. I know. I was like, poor guy.
Let's see, Eagles Vikings. Yeah, Eagles are a 7-point favorite at home.
Yeah,
So
I would definitely.
You should win the game. So, like I said, they're going to get out to a lead just based on their schedule. Yesterday's game should not have been that close. The Eagles got out to a big lead before they knew it. Just, the quarterback couldn't get out of his own way, and the tip balls, throwing the balls in bad areas. Shout out to the Eagles. Their defense capitalized early, but
well, if anything,
they did everything. They handed everything over. If they would have played anybody else that had more outside weapons, they were cooked yesterday. Shout out, they got the win, but it did not look great.
If they have shown anything in the past, I think Eagles have definitely shown recently is that when they come out and kind of do something like that, they usually come back out and like really dominate the next game. So let's see what they do here.
I expect them. Yeah, they still covered, and I said they would. I don't see Linda in here tonight. I hope she's good. JoJo,
thank you. Awesome. She's going through the sticker stuff.
Yeah, I like that. But yeah, so they're a 7-point favorite. We won't be on before that. So yeah.
Well, I mean, this time we're gonna do a little change. We're gonna change the pace, right?
Too, but who knows? I don't know.
So we have on obviously Sunday is going to be the game day. This time it's going to be a 4:30 in the afternoon type of game. We're going to be broadcasting it, right? We're going to be doing the same thing. Kind of what I did. We're going to be together.
We have to decide what Primetime wants to do. Probably still do. I would still do a pre-show just to go over all the games. That's since it's a 4:00er, because we couldn't go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I would still do a Saturday show. I would still, if you're available, I would still do a Saturday show. But if it was a 1:00 game, then maybe we do the which we don't have many 1:00 games. That's what sucks. But
I think we have like one or two of them, aren't we?
On those two, if we're not at the Carolina game, maybe like do our preview show on those days. You know what I mean?
See, Philadelphia, I totally understand, man. Your defense definitely did well. I had it on one of my fantasies. I have Philadelphia as my defense. So I was very happy.
It's a great win, but saying it wasn't
at the same time, I gotta look on the other side, man. Your offense allowed that to happen almost 3 times. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's the troublesome shit right there.
Before we get out of here, Philadelphia. This is what I was talking about. I love Jalen Hurts, but you got to stop calling those designed runs.
I don't have a problem. Use your running back.
I don't have a problem with him running. I don't have a problem with him running to escape. That's when he's at his best. These designed runs, he's going to get knocked out. He took a hard hit yesterday. He's not going to last if you keep doing. Teams are not going to allow the designed runs. And that reminds me, Phil. That reminds me early in the game when Danny Dimes got out. What did I tell you? It was Sam Williams who contained to the outside and opened it wide up. You can't do that against a guy like Jalen Hurts because he'll take it to the house, or Justin Fields.
Just hand it off, man. I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, you don't need to run him. Like, you don't need to run him.
I'm hearing about how great DeAndre Swift. How did Montgomery and the other Detroit running back look? They looked probably better than they held onto the ball and they played more physical than the running back than DeAndre Swift and Jamal Williams from last year.
Yeah.
As much as they did last year,
they're not on
the team anymore because they couldn't stay healthy and they couldn't hold on to the ball. So Detroit looked good with those new backs. So I would say either you spent the money on Swift, you should friggin' play him. I don't understand. I don't like Gainwell as the main guy. I don't understand why. He's like a 10 carry a game guy,
Yeah, the only problem is,
you're in Boston Scott, and then you use your weapon, supposedly DeAndre Swift.
Yeah, he's trying to bring up the record and stuff, and it's great, but he's gonna have a very short record. You're gonna have a contract to eat, and so that's what I'm saying. We're not judged.
What does that have to do with yesterday, though, Kilda?
Yeah,
we're not talking about that.
If
we're talking about records, we could talk about Dak's winning record over his career. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, but
he's 2-2 in the playoffs.
We're just talking about extending the career. Extending the career, man.
Or he's 2-4 in the playoffs.
Yeah.
2-4, excuse me.
I just don't like it. It was just the same thing. I think it got to a point where I saw Daniel Jones in the game yesterday, and I was like, why is he even in there? What's going on?
Phil,
is he proving a point?
He's going to get knocked out if they continue to do that. They run play up the middle. I'm telling you, you saw yesterday New England It wasn't going to allow
Judon,
it.
yeah.
He had a couple runs when he escaped. That's fine. That's when you're supposed to do it. Escape to either throw, if you're flushed out, or if the defense, doesn't stay disciplined on their ends and they collapse, open up the outside. This was a designed run that he got flattened, and when you saw on his face, he was grimacing a little bit. So I would say be careful with it. I don't want to see him get hurt. That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see him get hurt because I want to beat you guys on the up and up. I don't want you beat us without this. And, that's what I want. I've been saying that since Logan Motorsports. I told you. If Jalen Hurts, I get hurt, I will be pissed off. Logan, that's all I'm saying. I don't think it's smart. You got running backs, like Phil keeps saying, to run the damn ball. Hand it to the running back. Their offensive line didn't look great either yesterday.
I just think in their mind they're like, well, we want to keep that option for the people to think that there's a possible pass, and I don't know. I don't know if that's possibly it, but either way,
you got one.
That offense. When I look at that offensive line, I just say, why? Just run at people, man. Let them do their job. It's just there's nothing to hide and do trickery, and it's just let them do it. You feel comfortable enough to do it with your quarterback again. Do it your running backs. I mean, those.
I just heard all offseason how great DeAndre Swift is. Get him involved. That was a perfect situation. Rainy. You maybe go with a couple two-back sets. Give him a ball. He catches the ball. Great. I don't understand what the Eagles were doing. They made that game way closer than it looked. And at the end of the game, the coach, who I can't stand Sirianni. I just don't. All of a sudden now he's going to be more respectful. He says he didn't. I mean, he shouldn't have wore the shirt. Beat Dallas, all that stupid high school shit. But whatever. He's the one that chose not to be the offensive coordinator. But yet he walks around saying it's my offense. This is going to be an issue. New offensive coordinator, Brian Johnson. New defensive coordinator. It needs to come together. The good thing is the Eagles won the damn game. So that's
all that matters.
Thing.
Yep.
You got the win, but if it was us, we win 40-0, and we're getting thrown out. Wow, Dak only went 13 for 24 for 143 yards. Okay, all right. Well, we've already identified that there was at least 5 or 6 drops. Now all of a sudden his his completion percentage goes into the 60s, and everybody's not saying nothing. But whatever, it is what it is. It's one game. Good game, no, right, Phil?
No, it was a great game.
Ultra,
great game.
Welcome.
Great game. And then when you look at the other side, some of the other games not so pretty, but that rain, man, it definitely affected Week 1 in a lot of areas. Even Vegas when the Cowboys' first touchdown happened, I was like, well, I guarantee you nobody guessed that name when they were asking who's going to score the first touchdown for the Cowboys this year.
Yeah, we'll see, Logan. We played them Week 3. At home, so
yeah.
Like the weather won't be an issue, so just like you guys play the Giants, so we'll see. I mean, you can't say because we beat the Giants this and you beat the Patriots that. Things happen. The bottom line is the NFC East is going to be good. You can say whatever you want about the Giants. Giants have a rough opening schedule, like the Eagles have an easy. The first 6 games, the Giants have a hard first 6 games. And Washington, everybody was sniffing their, what, but Washington did not impress me. They played Arizona. Arizona looked ass. They are ass, and they struggled. But they got the win. But I'm not worried about Sam Howell. I'm on record as saying that.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Well, shoot, man. Let's push Week 1 in the book because obviously Monday Night Football here is going to start soon, and we'll be able to see what the Jets are holding on to.
What time does that come on? 8:20?
8:20 or so, yeah. I haven't clicked over as well either. But hey, man, we're going to be back on Saturday, of course, to give you Week 2, of course, against the Jets. Seeing, obviously letting the week kind of play out, what injuries happen, what they don't happen, and the one nice thing about it, and I'll say as well too, and we'll jump in there when we're giving everybody's kudos, is Tyron Smith, man. He looked really good. He was running around great out there, and it's like, again, if he can stay healthy, man, he's going to be a heck of a force for us. But again, another piece of the puzzle. So, got to give credit to those guys that were filling in for Tyler Smith. For example, you had Idoga that was there, but then you had for a moment who came in there? Was it Hoffman that came in there, or was that T.J. Bass?
It was Hoffman.
It was Hoffman.
I like
okay.
But I love. We have a very.
That's where I wanted to
bright
be.
future. But everybody's and I get mad. Everybody wants to write Tyron off. Hey, man, if he wants to do a year-to-year deal and make $9 million or something, I'm down.
Yeah.
Because the way he played last night, that's who
good.
you want. You just don't want to lock in anything long-term, and you want to have guys behind him ready to go. If we want to do this for another year, I'm down, man. Let's go. I mean, if he can stay healthy, that would be even better. But I like who we got behind him, so.
All right. Well, enjoy the victory for it, and all everybody except for, of course, Giant fans in the division. Everybody gets the win. Everybody has that 1-0 feeling going into week 2. We still have a whole season to go, man. It's going to be a heck of a season. You can kind of feel it. It's in the air. The atmosphere is just there. And of course, Monday Night Football is just a nice little dessert, little cherry on the top of this nice week one victory. So, Brian, is there anything you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Enjoy the victory. Don't listen to people who say it's only one game. This is why we play. This is why we suffer through the offseason for the wins.
Yeah, man.
There ain't there's not a lot of wins.
With
Enjoy
whoever your
them.
team is, yes.
Yeah,
With
I
whoever
don't
your
care
team
who
is.
it is. Enjoy the friggin' win. Eagles
You have to.
won, they should be happy. We
Yeah.
won, we're happy. We're analyzing. That's what we do, but it's all fun.
Yep.
Enjoy the game tonight.
Well, so basically what we try to do, again, we're going to pregame the day before. We do the game usually and then we go the day after. We usually go the day after the game. So if it's a Monday night game, we go on Tuesday.
Yeah, if Dallas plays Monday, we'll go Tuesday. Yeah.
Yep. So anyways, I appreciate everybody coming through. I appreciate everybody just following, going along, talking crap. I don't care. I appreciate the interaction that you guys push on this channel.
At the end of the day, this is why we do it. We need the other side. Because I'm not into, I don't know about Phil.
Rah-rah. No, we're not into rah-rah.
We're not into, hey, great, hey. No, I want some smoke, but you just got to keep it legit.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can't say nothing because we hadn't been to the Super Bowl in a long time.
Yeah, some people forget
right.
that. Yeah.
I can't. I'm not going to argue it. You're right.
Yeah, some of Cowboy Nations forget that. But one thing that we don't forget to is do what?
Always ring that bell, man.
Yeah,
you gotta wait until I say
No,
it.
man, you're taking too long, man. You're taking too long.
Hey, we know each other. He's a friend from work.
What you do, you're like a little screw loose type of guy, and I thought that's how I am. So I'm digging it, big guy. I am.
Who are you?
You.
No, not me, you.
Yes, I am you.
Just answer the damn questions. Who are you?
Gametime Bryan, otherwise known as the mailman here,
Cool name. Superpowers?
broadcasting from the illustrious Jobu Studio.
Come on, are you gonna tell me who that is?
Primetime Phil, and of course my co-host, Gametime Bryan.
Oh, Jesus Christ, this place is going to explode. $100,000, I don't even need to hear it.